The Commonwealth of Independent States, or CIS field, is made up of 12 countries that used to be a part of the Soviet Union. The Church of the Nazarene is officially in 6 of those countries: Armenia, Kazakhstan, Moldova, Russia, Ukraine, and a creative access country. The total population of the CIS is around 285 million people, with right at half of the population living in Russia. Our field includes Central Asia, which greatly increases our ethnic and religious diversity. The people of the CIS are very hospitable to friends and neighbors, but because of the influence of communism in our history, we may be slow to reach out to strangers. Relationships in every area of life are key to accomplishing needed activities. There is a long history and tradition of the Eastern Orthodox Church throughout the CIS, although today most who would claim to be Christian in the CIS are nominal. The CIS field also includes many countries in Central Asia that are predominantly Muslim. Alcoholism and drug addiction continue to be major problems across the field. Since the fall of communism, materialism has been on the increase. People need to know the love of Jesus Christ personally. They need to experience His liberating power from addictions, damaged and broken relationships, hopelessness, and the grip of dissatisfying worldly pursuits. The Church of the Nazarene in the CIS is offering that hope. At the close of 2014, 44 churches reported to 5 districts in the CIS. The total Nazarene membership of the CIS is 1,511. The total average worship attendance in the CIS is 1,621. This figure in 2014 was an increase of 140 people compared to 2013, which is a 9.45% growth in attendance. God has given the church in the CIS strong and indigenous leaders. 4 of our 5 districts have nationals serving as district superintendents, and all CIS pastors are nationals.
Another exciting thing that has happened in leadership in the CIS is that our leaders have a very missional sense to them. They are not afraid, and they are actually pushing the envelope of helping us go into new countries with a desire to minister cross-culturally. We've had missionaries from Russia that have served in Israel. We've had missionaries in Ukraine and Russia that have served in Moldova. And we've had missionaries from Russia that have gone to Armenia. So our field is very active in going across borders to share the love of Jesus.
We also have several strong rehabilitation ministries, which are bringing freedom from bondage to alcohol and drugs, as well as restoring broken lives and reconciling broken families and relationships. We continually struggle with environments that are unfriendly to the evangelical Protestant church. This conflict varies depending on the location within the CIS. We are also experiencing some very difficult geopolitical days with a war in eastern Ukraine that includes high tensions between Russia and Ukraine. Unity will be a key for our churches as we discover our loyalties to Christ above all other loyalties.
The Lord began to put on our hearts a desire to go back to the basics, church planting and going into new areas and really identifying the places where we're not yet there and we want to be there. God is helping us to accomplish that as we are now working on training within our districts, identifying key leaders, identifying the cities where we feel like we should be next, and raising funds. And the Lord is helping us to accomplish this. Our goal is to plant 2 new churches in 2016 in 2 new areas.
We have identified 15 key cities where we would like to be in the next 5 to 7 years. These cities also include 2 new countries, Belarus and Georgia. The Church of the Nazarene in the CIS field is spread out, with great distances between local congregations and leadership. Yet God is doing His work in and through us as we look to the future, and now we can carry the message of hope in Christ to unreached people. Across the vast distances of the CIS field, Nazarenes are serving as ambassadors for Christ to the nations.